Alright, so this video is an update from the road trip video I made. Got a pretty decent amount of views, so I did say I would do a 20,000 mile review or update, and I'm at 20,150. So right now I'm averaging 42.6 miles to the gallon. This tank actually was exclusively on sport mode. Sport mode doesn't really kill the fuel economy too much. The thing that I realized, the only difference between sport mode and normal or econo mode is that when you turn it on, it trips the engine to stay on. And as of right now, it was just on normal, right? Well, from normal, what it does is tries to keep the battery no more than halfway unless you're using braking and engine regenerative braking, right? But the full mode basically, or sport mode, basically what it does is does its best to keep it in the range of full to halfway, so that when you hit the accelerator you have more electricity or energy to propel you forward. So that entire tank of gas was done tripping sport mode every time I turned the car on, because every time you turn it off, it turns it off and just resets it to normal mode. This one and the previous one, tanks of gas were done going to Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin from Inver Grove, Minnesota. Went on a little fishing trip, and most of the speed that was being done, since it was the interstate, was 70 to 75 miles an hour. Can't complain about the fact that I'm getting 40 miles to the gallon going that fast. I did my best to not go above 75 to try to be as cautious as possible. I realized that so long as you stay between the blue right here, you do pretty good on fuel economy regardless of what you do. See, like I said, I just turned sport mode off and it goes to EV mode, because normal and econ only really requires that it goes up to like this bar before it goes to EV. Let's see, so far what I ended up getting from Little Rock to Minnesota's fuel economy was that the 6400, which that had a lot to do with the fact that it was wintertime. I have a company vehicle, so I don't really drive my car Monday through Friday. I more so drive it on the weekends or whenever I get home from work and have to do anything. As of right now, I'm averaging 43.1 miles to the gallon on since the last oil change. As you can see, that's the previous owner's fuel economy for 4,000 miles, which was 41. So that was driving down in Little Rock. I don't know if the previous owner had more of an aggressive driving style than I did or whatever, but you can see that 41 miles to the gallon was pretty average for the previous owner. I was hoping that I would still have that on there for this review, which I am. My current drive, because I've been driving around just in the cities, was 46 so far. I've gotten it up to 50 something, but that doesn't really do much for the overall. That's kind of where everything is right there. In the road trip vehicle, I did say I had a rattle back here. I actually found out that the rattle came from this rear deck plastic bouncing off the back window. I found that out a few days ago, that it was just annoying me to that point, because I was standing outside the vehicle, heard it, and decided to do a little investigation. So I'm going to just get some black insulation foam stuff, shove it back here, and I'm 98% certain that that'll take care of it, because I just put my hand on here, held down, and there was no rattle, no vibration, no nothing. It was pretty solid. In the other video, I had a rattle right there, found out it was just the can, which that still holds to be true. But anytime I do have a drink in that cup holder, it kind of has a tendency of rattling a little bit, so it gets annoying. Interior wise, everything's cool. Cooled seats still come in perfect every time you got a hot day, and we've been having a heat wave in Minnesota. The one thing I didn't do with the last video was show you guys the exterior of the vehicle, I don't think. What I did damn near right away was I found a set of Sport 19s, threw them on here. So I'm pretty sure that that has a lot to do with my 40 miles to the gallon fuel economy and not getting higher, because the factories are 17s, and these do actually give it more of a stiff ride, better handling and stuff like that, but it is what it is. The only other thing that I added was the mud flaps, which I have a video on that. I only did one side because they're pretty uniform. Everything else about the vehicle is completely stock. I mean, the wheels are stock, they just didn't come with the car. I've definitely had a couple Honda Accord guys who know the difference between what my car should have versus what it does have, and I get that look of, why do you have sport wheels on hybrid, especially when they see the little hybrid sign. Everything else, like I said, is completely stock. There hasn't been any additions. I didn't do anything to the sound system. I didn't do anything to the interior, though tinted windows came with the car. Yeah, I said that I would do a 20,000 mile update, and this is it. No mechanical issues, no check engine lights came on, no reliability issues. I have no complaints whatsoever with the car, and it is getting better fuel economy on average, better fuel economy than my 2014, which I said in the first video, the only reason why I got this car was because I wrecked my 2014 in a accident, obviously. But yeah, my 2014 averaged 38 miles to the gallon. This one's averaging 42 miles to the gallon, and I mean, when I do drive this car, I drive like an ass. So, and it's fun. It's a fun car. It definitely has a lot more go, I feel, than the other one with the sport mode, and I mean, I cycle between them a lot. So, that's really all I can say. Hasn't let me down. Still a great investment. Still feel like I did everything that I should have with this car. Heads-up display is still awesome whenever you're just cruising around and don't want to look down or zone out and just want to see. The navigation comes up on there and everything too, which still is pretty cool. Android Auto does come up on here, which I don't have it hooked up because it'll kill my mic. But yeah, I have zero complaints with this car so far, and I will most likely do a 30,000 mile update so that you guys can see if I still have it, if I have any issues or anything of the sort. If you have any comments, concerns, or any questions I didn't answer in this small, short video, leave it in the comments. As with the first video that I did of the road trip, I respond pretty quick, so I'll get back to you as soon as humanly possible. You guys have a good day.